All right, check the mic. Instant reaction after the Lions' victory, 24-9 over the Bucs. Sam, I thought it was a fun game. The Lions pulled away, but I thought the Bucs had some opportunities after everything we saw yesterday with the craziness. You know, there was always a chance, but man, the defense for the Lions cracked down.
Yeah, I mean, amazing performance, I think, from the Lions defense. When you factor in the players that they had missing coming into the game, they lost more players in the game. And, that wasn't just true for them. I mean, Tampa Bay had been banged up. They lost Mike Evans after just getting him back. Like, the injuries everywhere. But, like, guys that nobody's ever heard of are making plays for this Detroit Lions defense and consistently all the way through the night. First half, like, the Lions absolutely dominated it, and somehow it got close, right at the death. But I as much as the Denver Giants game's got to live in your memory as like, there's always a chance. It never really felt that likely in this game. Baker had a pretty terrible game. The Lions defense was playing fantastically. And I mean, eventually the game went that way.
What do you mean? What happened to my hair, Liam? It's all fine. It's all fine. Anyway, the number of players that the Lions were rolling out there, Nick Whiteside.
Here's our problem.
Oh, that's why everything's screwed up. Now I'm on the right side, the proper side. Nick Whiteside, Lauren Strickland, Tyrus Wheat, who got away with a little tripping on a sack there. The Thomas Harper, Eric Hallett. Those are the guys making plays. This is like last year for the Lions, pulling up all of these young players and getting it done. And look, I think there's some issues on the Bucs side, obviously with Mike Evans getting hurt, Emeka Egbuka playing through his hamstring injury. And then I would just say Baker Mayfield calibrated 2 to 3 yards too high today, Sam. A little off from an accuracy standpoint.
I mean, if you count, batted passes as pass defenses, then 9 separate Lions players defended a pass in that game, and half of them were players that most people don't know who they are. Incredible defensive performance, incredible. Like, you got to give all those guys credit, the individuals that made the plays, and you've got to give a ton of credit to Kelvin Shepard as well for coaching the whole group. I mean, it's not the easiest defense in the world as well, in terms of getting everyone on the same page, making sure communication is sound, and everyone's, executing their assignments well. But man, what a performance.
All right, we got some maybe breaking news here that we need to touch on. Let's just get right to it. It's Pewter reporting Mike Evans' injury feared to be season ending. So we can roll with that. Bucs may have lost Mike Evans with a season-ending serious shoulder injury. Remember, he got concussed, or at least had a head injury. His head hit the turf. But Pewter report, Bucs site, is suggesting could be a season-ending shoulder injury, because the report was he left with head and shoulder. Both looked bad. And so obviously that would be a huge blow. And for Evans, as our friend Josh Norris suggests, already jumping to the conclusion, hey, we may have watched Mike Evans' last NFL snap. I don't know if I'm ready to go there yet, but at this point in his career, any of that's possible. So it could be a huge blow here for the Bucs with Mike Evans going down.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he got knocked out when he hit the ground that way. Awful, just knocked to the ground, like initially they were speculating, was that his hamstring going again? Like they threw the ball, deep shot, and it's like right at the end he had to stretch for it. Like, oh no, did Baker just send his hamstring again, stretching for that deep ball? And then the replay showed, no, like he went down, came down hard, and that's when the ball popped out. And yeah, like they're reporting it's a shoulder injury on top of the fact that he looked like he got himself knocked all the way out. So yeah, I mean, losing Mike Evans is a huge blow. It's a deep receiving core. They've been forced into the bench deep already, but he's a great player. You saw, I mean, I know they didn't actually get him a catch in this game, but you saw the kind of impact that he could make with the threat that he has. It is different to everybody else in that receiving core, even if they've got depth.
Yeah, things change when Evans is out there. I mean, Emeka Egbuka has been fantastic after getting him in the first round, even though he's battling through injury. We saw what Tez Johnson can do. Really nice touchdown. Looking athletic despite his combine. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Mike Evans here. As you said, held without a catch on 4 targets, had that one pass, hit his hands, lands on the shoulder, head, collarbone, whatever it went. It was everything, I think. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. But the early reports from one of the Bucs sites is that it could be season ending for Mike Evans. From a Lions perspective, Jahmyr Gibbs early on, man, that 78-yard touchdown, you will not see better run blocking on a play than that. There was nobody in the secondary for the Bucs to slow him down, but the Lions moved the line of scrimmage about 5 yards. Just everybody. You rarely see everybody moved off the ball as comfortably as the Lions offensive line moved the Bucs on that play, and Jahmyr Gibbs took advantage with the 78-yard touchdown. That put them up 14-0, and it did feel like the Bucs were, they were playing from behind and never really crept close after that.
Yeah, that was a huge play early in the game to really put them out to a significant lead. Gibbs, I thought, had a fantastic game. One of the first plays, he gets fed the ball out in the flat and just left the linebacker absolutely grasping at nothing and turned 25 more yards on top of it. Then you have that monster run as well. He was the guy that picked up a crazy 4th and 1 sort of option pitch as well. Like him driving through 3 tackles and Monson and Brown following it up, like pitched him the ball and then like chased him down to throw himself into the back as well, make sure they picked it up. It's sort of like that annoyed me because it was 4th and 1. They picked it up. It's an amazing play. And then the sort of next series, they just went 3 and out after that. Like it only extended them 3 more plays and 6 yards or whatever it was. But it was such an amazing 4th down pickup from those 2 guys.
Yeah, look, it was a pretty good defensive effort outside of a couple plays for the Bucs. If you're a Bucs fan, it was a tough one. Like right before the Gibbs play, there's a penalty on, I think it was a 3rd down that converted to a first, and then there's the 78-yarder. There's the tripping at the end. There was just a few plays that didn't go the Bucs' way here. So the Bucs defense, I thought, did a nice job. Got some 4th down stops against the Lions. They did a nice job getting the offense the ball back. But the Bucs had, 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 13 possessions for the Bucs. That is a massive number. 13 possessions. So I want to pivot back. In the first 5 ended in punts, and then a fumble and an interception. In the last 4 ended in a punt, and then 3 turnovers on downs. The Lions defense, of all those names that I mentioned earlier, do you remember all of them? List all the names. Eric Hallett, Tyrus Wheat, Lauren Strickland. I'll give you $1, everybody in the chat that knows all these players. Thomas Harper. Those are the players out there for the Lions with the holding the Bucs to 9 points on 13 possessions. Really incredible effort by Detroit.
And all making critical plays. Like, it's not like those guys just sort of hung in there and somehow they won the game. Each one of these guys we're naming, there's a key signature play somewhere in there. Whiteside, I think, had 3 pass breakups at some point. He almost had an interception in the end zone. Ibuka had to kind of break it up from him. These are guys that not only have most people never heard of, but they were instrumental in the performance. Like, they didn't just show up and survive. They showed up and dominated.
Nick Whiteside made a ton of big plays. Arthur Millette, how about that interception that he had, stealing it from Cade Otton? I was not expecting them to overturn that. Kind of a contested possession. Otton, what'd you think of that play? Because Otton, at first I was like, hey, it's possessed more by Millette on the defensive side. But because Otton's arm was around it, I thought they would just call it contested, and he had it first.
Yeah, because they called it, simultaneous possession, which goes to the offense. I'm surprised they overturned it on replay. But it's just another one, I think, to add to my crusade against replay, where I think slow-mo, super slow-mo, instant replay, play by or frame by frame turns that into a discussion about, well, it looks like Millette has a little bit more of that than Otton does, whereas full speed, it's like they both have hold of that football.
While we're here, does anybody, maybe I'll do a members-only stream watching the rest of Game 7. Do you want to watch the rest of Game 7 with us, Sam?
No,
the Blue Jays just hit
I'm American tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Watch some baseball. The Blue Jays, Canadian team, just hit a 3-run homer to take the lead over the Mariners. So in Seattle right now, they've got the Seahawks playing and the Mariners in the 7th inning, I believe. Bottom of the 7th, trying to make their first ever World Series. There's a lot going on in Seattle right now.
Just in case the interview people are watching, go Mariners, USA.
Yeah, go Mariners. My old squad. Shout out to Court. We got Court Major, a new member, and
Clay Larson.
And Clay Larson. Wow, you guys just jumped right on board. Appreciate it.
And a guy right up top before we even went live, Tony Nagatani.
Appreciate all the new members here. We've got the new emojis. Are the Lions emojis available? Are they in there?
Don't know. I don't know if they were one of the ones that made the cut.
Check it out.
But anyway, now we've got new members. We can add them all.
We got new members. We could, we have new members. We could add all the, because we were limited for a while. Anyway, Lions are now, what are they? 5-2. Bucks also 5-2. Big game for the Lions as far as the tiebreaker goes. And the league continues to say that the Colts now have the best record in the league, 6-1, all by themselves as the only one-loss team. Anything else here? Any predictions here? Will the Mariners be able to come back from this heartbreak here? 4-3 Blue Jays right now.
Sure.
Battle of the 1977 expansion teams, the Jays and Mariners.
Of course.
All right.
Other things from the game, though. Aiden Hutchinson was a beast again. Alim McNeil was back in the lineup. He made his presence felt as well. I mean, he had pressure early. He had a pass breakup, a batted pass that was critical. Derek Barnes had one of those as well. Like everyone, they kept sharing around these plays where like every single member of this Lions defense made a play somewhere along the line. And then they just, I mean, collectively, they had Baker Mayfield in hell all night.
Yeah. And as I said earlier, I thought credit the Lions. They did a great job. When Baker did have some open throws, he missed. What was the final tally on 20-plus yard throws? At one point, it was, 0 for 7, 0 for 8 on 20-plus yard throws. It was a rough performance from Baker from an accuracy standpoint. And honestly, like I said, the Bucs defense did a pretty nice job against the Lions and Goff outside of a couple plays. So not the offensive explosion that maybe we had expected the way these teams had been playing, especially playing in the Dome and given all the injuries.
And in particular on third down, like Todd Bowles really did a good job on third down. They were mixing up when they were blitzing, when they were dropping out. I think the Lions were something like 3-13 on third downs. Some of those they went to fourth down and picked them up, so it didn't entirely work. But generally, I agree. Like they gave up quite a lot of yards, but overall, I think the Bucs defense actually did a pretty good job in this game. It's just that their offense gave them almost nothing.
And Dan Campbell in the line, they failed on at least one fourth down. They went for that other one, the one that you said, Gibbs. That second effort on the option play was outstanding. If there was going to be a potential turning point in the game, that would be it. And Gibbs, finished the play and didn't really matter. Drake wants to know, paying Jameson Williams $80 million to just be a deep threat. No catches on 2 targets.
Yeah,
I still feel like people have quantified the 4.2 speed gravity guy and proven that they do draw the defense. They do draw the gravity of the defense. I mean, obviously you want more than 0 catches from Jameson Williams, but I go all the way back to Deshaun Jackson. Every offense that he was a part of was pretty good. He's not Tyreek Hill, but everywhere Tyreek Hill goes, it's generally pretty good. Like, I want that guy on my team. Now, you could say, hey, that could be Khalif Raymond. But I think Jameson Williams has enough of those games where he goes, 6 catches for $140, that maybe it's worth it, but it's tough to justify that price. But I get it. I at least get it as a guy that loves the speed players.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this was a game that necessarily reflects what Jameson Williams bringing to the table. I mean, this was a game where Amon-Ra St. Brown got all the targets. Jahmyr Gibbs made some plays, and everyone else was like a bit part player in the pass game.
And, okay, let's finish with this. Seattle, there is some hope here in the football game. Sam Darnold with a nice throw to JSN for a touchdown. They're up 2 scores now on the Texans. But the Mariners got to make a comeback here. Still down 4-3. What are we in here? I think we're heading into the 8th. All right. That's it. Anything else, Sam?
No, I don't think so. We're out.
Appreciate all the Lions fans that obviously showed up, Bucs fans as well. Good luck to Seattle sports here tonight, finishing up the football and the baseball. We'll see how it goes. Good luck to Sam tomorrow morning. Give him some advice on the way out here in the American test. Give him some advice. What to do. Give him some tips
I
and
got
tricks.
AI over here testing me on questions.
All right, that's it for us today. Enjoy the second half of the doubleheader. We'll see you guys Wednesday. More Check the Mic. Hit subscribe.